Good morning, family, and welcome back to Chris RD channel. And we are going to watch the 10 meters finals in the Italian Open Championship that was held last April 21, 2023. And please don't forget to subscribe, like in this channel for more diving competition, gymnastics, and other sports competitions. And here they have invited here some of the finest divers in Europe. They have there some one man from Hispania. There are others from also most of the divers are from Italy here, and let us watch their performances. Italian people are just a great divers, one of the great divers and finest divers in the world. So positioning now the first one to dive. We have Jesus K. Torres Garcia. He will do a pike inverted dive with a bit difficulty of 1.9. That's a great dive. Very good. From Jesus K. Torres Garcia. With just a very minimal disruption of the waters. He got here a total score of 34.2. He just have some difficulty of those disruption. He might have to enter fast or not having a good entry. He just opened very fast or too early. The next to dive is we have a Leonardo. He will do a double somersault and 1.5 reverse group difficulty of 2.8. So he did here a 2.8 difficulty. Sorry that I can speak very just a little bit of late. The tuck was beautiful. There was just a little bit of arcing upon the entry, and of course he just managed to did it well. So he got here a total score of 58.8 due to the very small amount level of difficulty 2.8. Next, the one is I forgot. I didn't see the name. Anyways, let us watch his performance here. The man from Italy. Oh, beautiful, beautiful dive. That's a great dive. The entry was beautiful and some a little bit disruption of waters. Let us see the specification. So the 2.5 and the pike is he got a good timing upon his entry. He got 67.2 score here. Most of his scores are in 7.0. It's a little bit just an acceptable score for his dive. The next to dive we have Julian Versotto. He will do a double somersault and 612 back twist and 1.5 pike with a difficulty of 3.2. Oh, that's a little bit missed dive some way somehow, but very good dive. I like the dive, but that there's an evident splashing of water, the disruption of waters. I mean, it's just he didn't had enough time to grab his hands to form that vertical line upon his entry, and he can work on with that. That's a great job from our man. And the next one to dive is we have Romano Hao Jiang Wang. And he will do a forward somersault. It's just I'm just having a hard time to take the photos for Google Translate. Let's watch his forward somersault. That's a great dive. Let us watch the specification of his dive. 3.5 pike. Oh, it was a missed dive. There was a bending. A very over rotated. He got 39.0 score here. In the next to dive we have We have Simon Conte. He will do a vertical with double back fold and twist and 12 free difficulty of 3.2. Twist and 1/2 free. Okay, just having some difficulty in reading the Google Translate. Oh, some hesitation in the handstand. Will have some difficult deduction in his score. It will affect his dive here. As we expected, a little bit of a missed dive as we can say. There is an uneven destruction of waters, but it's fine. I really hope he can work with that. He doesn't have the good height upon his flight. The good height, there you go. And that is a very a missed dive 4.0. I hope he can work on with that for the next dive. And next, the one we have is Carlos from España. He will have a 3.0 difficulty. He will do a triple somersault in 1.5 forward in a pike position. That's a good dive. Beautiful dive. It's just having some maybe a very small amount details of some mistakes. The height is just fine. The entry. Does he get a problem with his entry and is near to the missed dive and that's why he got those score. Most of his score here are 5. The next one to dive is we have Edward Timberlake. He will do a triple somersault in 1.5 return grouped 3.2 difficulty. 1.5 turn. Okay. So 3 triple somersaults and 1.5 turns with 3.2 difficulty from Edward Timberlake Gugu. That was a great pike. The pike is beautiful. He got a good form in his pike. The 3.5 and the entry was beautiful. And the destruction of water is evident. That's why he got a 65.6 scores here. It's just some forms that needs to be adjusted. And now the next one to dive, we have Ricardo Giovanni. He will do a double somersault and 1.5 back twist, 3.2 difficulty. It's a mixed dive. The dive was beautiful. The twist and the pike is just a little bit over rotated. He got a good score there, 7.2.0. Better dive than the others. Next, we have here Garcia. He will do a forward somersault. Oh, beautiful dive, beautiful. There may be some issues of water disruptions. The pike was good, it's a great form. The entry, he just had a little bit some. He got a total score of 63.0 here. He got some issues with grabbing his hand upon his entry. He needs to work on with that. And the next one we have Torres. He will have a 3.0 difficulty, a triple somersaults in the forward pike positions. Oh, beautiful! The pike in his turns during the flight was very fast, and he did it very well. His forms, the height was good. The pike is beautiful. That's the entry, and as a little bit significant disruption of water, he got 51.0 score in that dive. This is the second dive now. We are now in the second dive, and we have Francesco Cassini. He will do a 3.3 difficulty. Whoa, beautiful dive. Beautiful. And the tack was beautiful. And you have a good form of tack. The height was good also in his flight. It's just... It's a good dive. He got 64.35 score here. And there are some mini details that the judges can look for some specifications. We have Julian. He will do a 3.3 difficulty. He will do a salto mortale back group. Yeah, the Google didn't translate it. It's salto mortale back. Okay, that's a great tack dive. He got a good height during his flight. The tack is good. It's just the arcing. He had an issue with the arcing. He got 64.35 scores here. Most of your score here are 6.0 from the judges. We have Romano, and he will do a triple somersault and 1/2 twist with a difficulty of 3.2. Roman Hang Jun Wang. Maybe he got a some mixed blood culture here because he has Jun Wang. How Jun Wang? That's a very beautiful dive. The entry was enormously divine. He got a very minimal disruption of waters. The inward triple twist is good. Beautiful dive, but maybe he can be a little bit missed. 43.0 is his score here, 43.2. And now we have Conte. He will have a 3.0 difficulty. Triple 3.5 somersaults, triple somersaults, and 1/2 forward in the pike positions. That's what he is going to do. That is good and beautiful dive. It's very good for him. That's Simeon count. It's just having a little. The entry was beautiful, and he got to manage 67.5 is his score here. He got to manage to have a beautiful entry in spite of some arcing, a very minimal arcing. Here we have Carlos. He will do a 2.8 difficulty here from Hispania. Oh, beautiful dive, beautiful dive. It's just we cannot see very specific how he enters in the water. Let's see this slow motion. The tack is good. He got a beautiful entry there. Just some issue with the arcing, but that's good. He got 58.8 score there. We now have here Edward, and he will do a vertical with 3.5 somersault in a back positions. Difficulty, sorry, he will do it for the back. 3.3 level of difficulty. It was translated very literal here, the vertical. This was handstand. Oh, I think there is an evident disruption of the waters. Maybe he got not he didn't had enough time to grab his hand before his entry. This is some of the consequences of... Oh, it was a missed dive. It was 36.3. Really a missed dive. I hope he can address with his issue with that. And now we have Ricardo. He will do a 3.0 difficulty. He will do a double somersault and 1.5 reverse in a pike positions. It's a beautiful dive. I believe there was an issue of arcing before his entry. This is a good difficulty and he did it well. Let us watch. The pike was beautiful. The timing of grabbing his hand, he managed to enter the water beautifully in spite of that arcing issue. We now have Jesus Trosi Garcia. He will have a 3.2 difficulty. He will do a triple somersault and 1.5 turns. Again, Jesus K. Torres Garcia of Italy. Oh, beautiful, beautiful dive. We just have to see the slow motion before we can see what happened. It was a good height during his flight. It was a good entry, but a lot of water disrupted during his entry. He got 52.8 scores here. Next we have is Leonardo E. Torres Garcia. He will have a 3.2 difficulty. This is now the third dive. He will do a triple somersault in 1.5 turns with a 3.2 level of difficulty. The attack was good. It's just having a little bit of arcing during the entry, and it was a very beautiful dive. The height was good. It's just again about the grabbing of the hands and a very evident bending of his legs upon his entry and causing a significant disruption of waters. You can just avoid those splash. We have Francisco Casani in the third dive. He will do a 3.5 somersault and 1.5 forward in the pike position with 3.0 difficulty. Oh, beautiful! It was great! That's a great dive from Francesco Casalini. The pike is good, and the entry is good also. It's acceptable. He have a 57.0 score here. Most of his scores are 6.0 from the judges. Now we have Julian. He will have a 3.2 level of difficulty. Oh, that's a good dive, but I can see I'm not so sure if it is a mist or not. Let's watch the replay. He doesn't have a good height during the flight, and there was a separation of the legs. He got 62.4 score here, but I wonder why he got those score. Maybe because of not it's not a missed dive, but there was some deductions in the form. We now have here Romano Han Jun Wang. He have a 2.8 difficulty here. He will do a double somersault and 1.5 reverse in attack positions. Oh, beautiful dive, beautiful. He is near into perfection here. It's just amazing to see how Italian do their diving. The flight was good, the attack is in a good form, and it was a really great dive. It's 70.0 score here. Very great dive. Such a masterclass. This is maybe one of the greatest dive that he had. Now we have here Simon Conte. Ordinary pike positions in the back with a difficulty of 1.8. They called it in Italian ordinary pike. Oh, that's the ordinary pike. That's a beautiful dive. They just have some different terms using the Google Translate from Italian to English. The pike was great. It's just he was managed to have the good vertical line upon his entry. He got 40.5 scores here. The next one that we have, again from España, Carlos Camacho. He have 3.2 difficulty here. He will do a triple somersault and 1.5 turns. Oh, this is a beautiful dive. Beautiful. Great job from Camacho. The pike was good. The entry is good. It's just some issue there. 43.2 is his score here. He just doesn't have enough time to grab his hands for the vertical position. We now have here Edward. He will have a 3.4 level of difficulty here. He will do a triple somersaults. Wow! I think there was an issue in the arcing, but the attack is good. The height is good. He was managed to do the good position for vertical lines upon his entry. He got 66.3 score there. Now we have Ricardo. He will have a 3.0 difficulty. He will do a triple somersaults and 1.5 forward in the pike positions. That's very good. That's a very good dive. The flight was beautiful. It's just not having an enough flight. From the forward to the flight, just having some issue with there. So he got 63 score here. The next one that we have is coming from Italy still. So we still have Riccardo Giovanni, 201 score, and Julian. All the top three are coming from Italy here. Now we have Jesu. He will have a 3.3 difficulty. He will do a triple somersault in 1.5 back in attack positions. Oh, beautiful dive. It's really a beautiful dive. Yes, I can say that he has also a beautiful body, no doubt of it. And also, let us watch the slow motion. The height is good during his flight, and it's just during the entry, there are some issues with the forms of the feet. It's causing the disruption of waters. We now have Leonardo Garcia. He will have a 3.3 difficulty. He will do a 3.5 somersaults in 1.5 and in the back tuck positions. Is still coming from Italy. Whoa, that's a beautiful dive. He moved it very fast. The tuck is good. He had a good height during the flight. That's a good entry. He got 64.35 scores here. The next one to dive is from Italy, Francesco Casilli. He will have a 3.2 difficulty here. He will do a 3.5 triple somersault in 1.5 turns in a tuck positions. That's a great and beautiful dive from Giovanni. The height is fine and the tuck is good. He grabbed his hands in the proper time. He got a 68.8 scores here. And we have from Italy, Julian Versetto. He will have a 3.4 difficulty here. He will do a triple somersault in 1.5 in the reverse. They said here bungled. What is bungled? The Google Translate is bungled. Okay, tuck positions. That's a great dive from Julian Versoto. The issue was arcing and separation of legs. He got 68.0 score here. We have here Romano Jun Wang. He will have a 3.3 difficulty here. Triple somersaults in 1.5 in the back tuck positions. Ruman Hao Jun Wang. Maybe he's a mix like Chinese or mixed Japanese. Beautiful. That's a great and very good dive. Let's watch the replay. He got a good height, good form on the tuck. The arcing was, this is a little bit missed dive, 36.2. We have here Simon Conte. He will have a 3.2 difficulty. He will do a double somersaults, 2 somersaults, and 1.5 back with twist, and 1.5 pikes. Oh, maybe it's a missed dive. I think that is a missed dive. Let's see in this motion. He got the difficulty here. Yes, it's a missed dive. He got 33.6 score here. But it's fine. He can do it more. From España, we have Carlos Camacho. He will have a 1.8 difficulty here. He will do the ordinary pike in the back positions. Because the Italian are telling that this is like ordinario pike. Let's watch Carlos Camacho. That's a good dive, but I think even that is an ordinary pike, he had this one an issue of arcing. Let's watch the replay. Oh, there's an arcing there, but that was a good dive. He got 36.0 score there. Now we have here Edward Gugu. He will have a 3.0 difficulty here. Beautiful, beautiful dive. It's a good dive. The height was good. The pike is beautiful. He got a good time in grabbing his hands upon entering the water. He got 69.0 score here. Now that we have Ricardo Giovanni in the fourth dive, he will have a 3.2 difficulty triple somersault in 1.5 turns in attack positions. That's really a beautiful dive. This is now in his fourth dive. We are now in the fourth set, and this is beautiful. Great vertical lines upon the entry. He got 68.8 scores here. Now we have Jesuke Torres Garcia. He will have a 3.2 difficulty here. He will do a vertical with double back fall and a twist and 1.5 free. What is free? This is where I'm just, forgive me because I'm just using a Google Translate here via camera. Again, if you are an expert or an athlete diver, you can comment down below here. That is a very missed dive. Sorry. I hope he can adjust with. Maybe he is feeling now some fatigue. If you are a long time watching this kind of competition, he got a very low score. Now we have here Garcia. He will have a 2.5 difficulty. He will do a, it says here, something E12 back with twisting. And 1.23 difficult. No, the Google did not translate it well. This is now the fifth dive. Oh, again, there's a bending in the left. Is it the left? Yeah, bending on the right. That it causes significant disruption of waters. It's not a good form during his entry. The twisting there is not a perfect vertical line that is causes 41.25 is his score here. A miss dive from our young man. Now we have Francesco Cassini. He will have a 3.3 score. He will do a handstand, or they call it vertical, with triple somersault back in a tuck positions. 3.3 difficulty here. Great job, Francesco Caslini. That's a good tuck. His entry, there is a issue of arcing. He got 59.4 score here. Next, the next that we have now is Julian Versoto. Julian Versoto will do a 3.0 level of difficulty with triple somersault and 1.5 forward in a pike positions. Beautiful dive. It's beautiful. And I can say that he did it well here. The flight was good. It's just some form in the tuck during some time in the flight, but he had very good entry. 61.5 is his score here. Now, we have here Roman Hao Jun Wang in the fifth dive. He will have a 3.2 level of difficulty. He will have a vertical with double somersaults behind with a twist and 1/2 free. Positioning it well, accurately and precisely, very beautiful control. It's just a little bit wiggling in this handstand, well pointed toes. Oops, I cannot say if it's a miss or not, cannot see it properly, but that is a very beautiful dive. Great job from our young man. He just had some a little bit of hesitations during the flight. He got 62.4 score here, no doubt. Now, we have here Conte. Simon Conte will have a 2.8 level of difficulty. He will do a tuck positions. It's a fair dive. Great job. It's beautiful. I think there is some problem with the vertical lines, and he got an issue during his entry. The tuck was beautiful. Some a little bit of arcing during the entry, but overall it's just a beautiful dive. He got 53.2 here. 53.2 is a fair score for him. From España, with a very beautiful shorts. Carlos Camacho, he will have a 3.2 difficulty here. Vertical with double salto behind, spinning, and it's hard to translate. Great job from our man from España with a very beautiful trunks. Artistic trunks. That's a great twist. He did, but there is some issue upon his entry. 67.2 is his score. Some a very slight bending. He will have here Edward Camacho. Such a very difficult sport for these people here. Beautiful, beautiful. It's a good entry, but there is some problem with his vertical lines. It causes the disruption of the waters. The tuck position is fair. The entry is fair. But the splash are evident. You get 44 point something score here. The next one we have, still from Italy, Riccardo Giovanni. He will have a 3.2 difficulty here. A vertical with double somersaults behind with a twist and 1.5. There's a beautiful dive. I believe there was such an issue with the bending in the left. Oh, he got an issue upon his flight. That's why it's not that vertical. Perfect vertical. He got 62.4 score here in that dive. Now, after the fifth dive, we have Riccardo Giovanni running for first place, Julian Versotto in the second place. Again from Mediterranean, we have here Jesus K. Torres Garcia. He will have a 3.2 difficulty with a pair of somersaults, 1.5 retro with starter, and 1.5 carp. What's carp? Oh, it's a missed dive for him. I hope he's fine there. It's a little bit of a miss. I think he do feel fatigue now. And this is the sixth dive of him. It's not a beautiful vertical lines. He got 43.2 score here. Great job for our man. And now we have the next diver. He will do a vertical with somersault forward in a pike position with 1.9 level of difficulty. Torres Garcia. That's a very difficult one. Yeah, he had a very good and beautiful entry in his vertical lines. He got 39.9 score here. And the next one that we have is Francesco Caslini with 2.8 level of difficulty. He will do a double somersault in inverted V2 in attack positions. That's a beautiful dive from him, from Francesco Caslini. The height is good. The tuck. He had a good time in grabbing his hands upon his entry. Good vertical lines. He got 60.2. We have Julian. He will have a 3.2 level of difficulty here. He will do a triple somersault in 1.5 turns in attack positions. That's a beautiful dive, indeed. A fair one for me. That's what was that cause of water destruction. The attack was good. Some issue of arcing during the entry. He got 64.0 score here. And now we have Romano Huang. He will have a 3.2 level of difficulty here. Such a tall and very athletic body from our young man. Oh, that's a beautiful dive from our young man here. Great job. The flight was beautiful, the twisting is good, and he had a good time in grabbing his hands in his entry. He got 64.0 score here, a fair score for his fair performance. Now we have here Conte. Simon Conte with 3.2 level of difficulty. He will do a triple somersaults and 1/2 turns in attack position. Great job! But there was really an issue with water disruption here. Let's watch the slow motion what it caused. The attack was good, inward was good. The bending was enormous. It's a missed dive. He got 25.6 score here. Now we have the man from Hispania. Carlos Camacho will have a 3.2 level of difficulty. He will do a double somersaults and 1/2 backward with a twist. And 1/2, they said here, is Carpato. What is Carpato? OMG. Oh my god, what a trunk. Oh, it's a beautiful dive from our man from Hispania. Beautiful. The height was good, the twisting was good, in a good form. It's a good vertical lines upon his entry. He got 72.0 here score. Great job. We have here Edward. He will have a difficulty. Oh, it was not captured properly. (3.2) difficulty. Great job, beautiful, beautiful dive it is. The height was good, the twisting was good, pie position was good, vertical line is good. You got 76.8 scores here. Now, the next one we have from Italy, Riccardo Giovanni. He will have a 3.3 difficulty here. He will dive the somersaults with 1/2 back. Alright, that's a beautiful dive from Riccardo Giovanni. Let us watch his. That's a great tack positions. Great vertical lines, minimal water disruption. He got 84.5 score here. That is a masterclass. The best dive from this championship for Italian Open. Great job. Italians not just having a. There are a lot of room for improvement for our Italian teams. Aside from having a beautiful face, beautiful body, they have a beautiful dive also. And such a great divers and promising divers for this World Championship and Olympics. We have Riccardo Giovanni with 416 points. Julian Versotto with 387 points. In third in the position is Francisco Caselli.